Odell Park is one of the many places in New Brunswick where students can access nature. Here in Odell Park, they have huge old-growth Acadian forest trees, such as the one pictured here. The pathways in Odell Park range from maintained ones like these to smaller side paths. This gravel path has a lot of foot traffic on it and is a popular one for biking, walking, or running. Here on the side of this path, you can see evidence of Hurricane Arthur and flowers like this, the blue-bead lily. Off to the side of this path, we can see some less maintained paths. Paths like these lead through hardwood and softwood growth, and here is a large hemlock growing. And off of these, we can find lesser maintained paths, more of a dirt style path. And these are nice for getting more off-road and bringing yourself closer to nature. And an example of that nature is this tree, which was pecked by woodpeckers. Also, we see an example of a wood fern. Clearly, this part of the woods is different than other parts. It's all softwood, as we can tell by the lack of undergrowth. Another tree here was hit by Hurricane Arthur. As we can see in the video, it snapped off in the wind, and a larger portion of it fell down. This is another hemlock tree which was blown down by Hurricane Arthur, and as you can see by the size of it, it was a huge tree, hundreds of years old presumably, and it fell right over the path. Here's a few more photos to show the true scale of how large this tree was, and it also emphasizes what sort of trees that Odell Park has inside of it. Another tree was torn up by the roots. Odell Park has swampy areas such as this, but they're drier this time of year. And you can see the undergrowth is rather dead here. These trees lean over the path, and we can see some exposed bedrock here in this shot, with rock ferns growing on them, which are quite rare. More bedrock, and this was built into a fence by the farmers who lived here. And there's many other examples of flowers along the way too. Here we can see people enjoying the nature of the park by making art designs with it. The intersection of paths make for lots of options on where to hike, and you can take things as off-road as you'd like. Here's some more cliff faces, which are sort of unique as well. And from these cliff faces, water runs off and can make little natural wonders like a waterfall. Some paths are well maintained and have bridges and things to make the hiking easier. And along these paths you can find flowers like the lily of the valley here, or the jack in the pulpit. Another interesting plant is the horsetail, which can be found this time of year, as can the creeping buttercup. It's found more in swampy areas. Here we see root inoculation, coupled with the inoculation of a tree itself. Lots of things can be found in the woods. Now, things at Killarney Lake are much different than they are in Odell Park. It's primarily softwood here at Killarney Lake, and we see a lot of distinct plants because of this. It's primarily gravel trail put down, and you can really tell the difference between softwood and hardwood here. Softwood extends as far as you can see, and because of that we have different undergrowth plants, such as the sensitive fern that we see here, or the interrupted fern, which can be seen here. Clearly it's very dense softwood with lots of spruce and balsam fir. Here's a close-up of balsam fir, used as Christmas trees often, but also we see lovely growths of cedar here as well, which is nice to see. The lake itself provides habitat environment for lots of different plants and animals, including my dog Henry, who quite enjoyed it. The lake is a popular place for swimming, both for people and animals, as can be seen here, but on an early Sunday morning it was pretty quiet. It is a freshwater lake, of course, and is quite beautiful, and is a popular tourist destination. There are some swampy areas here. and it's quite steep due to glacial remnants. Lots of flowers can be found here, such as bunchberry, which blooms in June, and an abundance of white lady slippers, which are quite rare and unique. There were many of them along the trail, and I was quite surprised to find them. The lung lichen growing on this tree indicates that the air is very clean and pure here. And you can find other small plants, such as sarsaparilla. These shots here indicate the softwood undergrowth. Quite clearly, you can see that there's very little green matter right here. And the lack of plants and vegetation on the ground indicates how little sunlight gets through. But yet we can still see bedrock showing through.